All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to TCR Trinity Competitive Racing. We are here for Season 11, Round 8, and to round off Round 8 for us tonight here, as always, on Thursdays, it's the Platinum class. Tonight, though, we've got a couple of really cool additions to the Platinum class from the Silver class F1 racer, which we're seeing on track right now, and we also have Bats Plus joining up from the Golden class to help us out here tonight with this Platinum class. So I'm sure it's going to be an exciting one with those drivers mixed into the grid, and we are going to get going here with qualifying. Welcome everybody, it's myself, Little Machine, once again here tonight, and with me it's Seafreeze, as promised.
Well, we return again for Blinn Machine and Seafreeze in the booth, and it's going to be a fun race. I'm looking forward to tonight, and I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Russia did not disappoint so far in the silver and golden classes, so now we've got the top of the league drivers here showing us what they can do in Russia, and it's such an exciting track. It's a little bit of a good mix of street track with a little bit of a real track that they built especially for this, but tonight we are running those strict rules on the corner cutting, and we've seen a lot of people getting penalties so far this week. Do you think we're going to see some more of those from the Platinum class as well?
Yeah, we're going to have to get the calculator and the pencil, and we're going to have to do all that tonight. Well, actually, fortunately, we haven't had to do that much of the last two seasons because we do use the regular or the strict format. And we've debated using regular here at Russia. We think it would be better for racing. But it's just, there's no way we can really have these guys stick to a limit here. It's so easy to cut, so easy to extend, so the only thing we had to do was strict, and unfortunately we do have to play the penalty game, but fortunately, we don't see this too often in TCR, so that's also a plus. But it's going to be your generic league racing of don't get too many penalties. That's going to be the topic of today, so we'll have to ride with it. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and the other topic of today as well is going to be the fact that Tasmanian Devil, who's won the first 5 races of this season, has not had a good time in the last couple of races. He still finished on the podium in Britain and 5th in Baku, but we've had a couple of other winners. We've had Sequit winning the last race last week in Baku, and we also had Stanley win the 100% race in Great Britain a couple of weeks ago. Sequit posts a 131.0, and Tasmanian Devil at the moment on provisional pole with a 130.1. Absolutely crazy. Almost a second faster.
Yeah, I don't really know what good times are here, as you see Sequit cutting the track, trying to get back. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Although I'm sure there's a lot more time in the lap because of the strict. These guys are probably going to do a little bit more of a cautious run. But yeah, Taz has been pretty unstoppable in Season 10. Up until the last 2, and we're talking, he didn't really get a good result, but he still finished on the podium one, and he got himself a top 5 or 6, whatever it was last week, so he's doing plenty just fine.
Yeah, and a quick reminder to Seafreeze really there that it's Season 11, not Season 10.
Did I say Season 10? You know what? Season 10 was so much fun. I'm still stuck in it. What are we in now? Season 11? And you know what it is, Blinn? We're getting so far up there. Oh, we have a Haas. Look at Forzan. You go on board. You go on board with the... He's out in quali. He binned it. The Haas. I don't know if you caught...
Where is
probably
he?
See it. Go with KG. Go with Joshua.
There's a Joshua. Yeah, he just disappeared there, unfortunately. But yeah, Forzan
over here.
He still managed to post a pretty decent time there, 132.6, but unfortunately, first victim of the day.
Yeah, I mean, that'll do it in Russia. But yeah, Season 10 was so much fun that I'm just stuck in Season 10. But if we're in Season 11, we're in Season 11, and we're doing really good here.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're getting so high up that it's hard to count,
Yeah, well, thank you for reminding me how old I am. That's awesome.
Well,
And how
me too.
long
We all
I've
go.
been commentating on this league, but it's so much fun. And every single season, especially for the last couple of seasons, there's been so much action. But season 11 so far in Platinum class, if you sort of ignore the fact that Taz won the first five, it's still been super, super exciting with everybody else around him trying to get the win, trying to get some points. There was battling everywhere through all of the first seven, rounds of the season right now. So I'm really hoping to see some other people start picking up some wins because the more winners we have, the more interesting the season's gonna get.
For sure, yeah. You definitely want a lot of winners at the top, but I'm a huge fan of the domination, of a driver, of a team. We've seen it in real F1 for a long time with Mercedes and Hamilton, and Taz has, every season is different in TCR and in league racing. Each class is different, how it runs. Sometimes you have a championship that goes down to the wire, to the last race, which we have seen in the last few years, and other times, it gets wrapped up pretty early. But we got to take each season for what it is and enjoy it. And there's also a lot of good racing, regardless of who's at the top. There's all throughout the field is really good. And KGB was on the lap. He had a fastest middle sector coming around the last two corners. Let's see what he does. Keeps it valid, and he goes P2. So still, that's around 7-8 tenths off of Taz, but he gets on the front row at the moment.
Yeah, and a couple of quick guys are out there for another lap. Sequit currently sitting in third place. We've got F1 Racer who has not been able to set a lap yet, and FYKV who's also coming out on his out lap. So a lot of people out there right now. F1 Racer is actually coming to the end of his out lap right now. Let's see if we can jump on board with him and maybe we can go through a lap of Russia because this one is an exciting track. So the last couple of corners are actually pretty tricky to get yourself on a good run onto the straight here to start the lap. And you're going to be running into what is officially turn 1, a little bit of a kink with the DRS open. This is the first DRS zone on the track leading you into turn 2, a huge run down, and then you slam on the brakes and try to rotate the car right. And he's invalidated on the exit of turn 1, unfortunately.
Just like that. That's how easy it is on this game to invalidate. And he's going to have to reboot and try again. But I don't know, maybe during this time, maybe if you want to go through the Drivers' Championship, or maybe if either you or me, I don't know, whoever wants to do it, but because next week is our All-Star race for TCR next Thursday. Where drivers from both silver, gold, and platinum class, and also returning champions and veterans will be in the race. It's a Bahrain short using the multiplayer cars. Drivers are able to use their personal liveries, and each top 5 in each class in the driver standings pretty much get elected to go to that race. So at the moment we have obviously Tasmanian Devil, 153 points. He's in first. Behind him is Sequid with 88. And then we kind of have pretty much a bunch of drivers who can contend for this 3, 4, and 5 position, which would send them to the All-Star race next week. It's Meb at 55, who is not here today. We have Mr. Joshua in fourth. Meb had 55. I don't know if I said that. If I did, I'm sorry. We had Joshua in fourth with 52. And Passassin in 5th place with 51. But shortly there on after is Black Angel with 51. So he's tied with Passassin. And then Stanley right behind in 49 points. And then Bambuki with 39, but he's not here today. So it's a little bit of a toss-up between Stanley, Black Angel, Passassin, and Joshua. And can they overthrow Meb in the top 5? So that is kind of what we're dealing with also, which is on the line here at Russia.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. We're going to keep an eye on that right now. I think we actually have a tie with Passassin and KGB Black Angel. Oh yeah, and Joshua and maybe. So wow, that's a gap of just 4 points there. That's going to be an exciting run. Chatty Duck right now out there on a lap. Let's see if we can follow him along. He makes it so far through turn 4 right now. Jumping into turn 5, still valid on this lap. Currently sitting in 7th place with a 131.2. So you're not too far away from fourth and third. Oh, and invalidates on the exit, unfortunately, of turn 7. So that is not going to help him out at all. A lot of people invalidating their laps. They're either pushing too hard or they are just not, getting the car to behave on the exits of corners, because that's where I'm seeing a lot of them invalidate. Not really on the entry. They're not really cutting anything. They're just getting it a little bit too wide on the exit.
And Possassin puts it on provisional pole with a 29.9. He dips into the 29s. 2/10 clear of Tasmanian Devil.
Wow, and Taz is out there on another outlap with 6 more minutes to go. So technically they could even possibly run another lap if they needed to. Let's jump on board with Taz here. He's about to finish his outlap in just a moment. And
yeah, hopefully
we'll
we get
see.
a full lap together as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully no invalidations.
Let's see if we can get a full lap from Taz, and let's see if it's going to be a quick one for him. He gets it really slow into the last corner to get a really nice straight line into the exit. Gets the DRS open here, and he is now on the run through turn 1 and all the way down into turn 2 right now. This is going to be where a lot of overtaking moves might be made, especially on lap 1. Gets it through turn 2 and rights the exit of turn 3 there, but does get it within the bounds of the track, so he's getting through into turn 4 and a little bit wide on the exit, but again, still managing to keep it within the track limits. This is pretty good for him right now. He's got himself through turn 5. I didn't see his time through the first sector, but I did not see it go purple. Ooh, a little bit of a slide on the exit of turn 6 and 7 there. Now through 8 and 9 and into 10. This is a 90-degree corner that opens you up to the second DRS zone on this track. And he's got it open now, and he's running all the way down through the kink of 11, 12, and into what is going to be a really hard braking zone into turn 13. That's a purple sector there, briefly, and it just disappeared right away. I'm not sure if anybody else beat it, which I didn't see anybody else behind him, but we'll have to wait and see for that one as he now makes it into a really dangerous corner. 15 and 16, and only two 90-degree corners to the right to go to finish this lap. But you got to get a nice clean run. Oh, a little bit wiggly on the exit, but he manages to keep it together, and that's a purple lap. A 129.7 from Tasmanian Devil.
Nice. I don't know if anyone else can really challenge this. You know, obviously in Platinum, as everyone should be aware, we do not run any assists, so the race line is even off, and with running strict corner cutting at Russia, where Russia's kind of hard. There's not many like known braking zones. There's really not many braking boards. You kind of have to come up with your own braking points. It's going to be very difficult to nail a lap in quali, especially without the line. So I think today you'll see those drivers who have been really good in Platinum kind of rise to the top, kind of like Taz and Possassin and Fike as well. FYKV has been good. So I think you'll see those more used to running no line or just the pure skill will be up towards the front a little bit more today. And then we'll see how it is in the race, obviously, a longer distance.
So at the moment, the two Red Bulls are in really good positions here on provisional pole for Tasmanian Devil, and FYKV currently in third, coming out onto another hot lap, about to finish it out here as he starts another hot lap. That's going to be hopefully a quick one. He's not far away. He's about 7/10 away from Possassin in second place. But maybe he made a mistake on his first lap somewhere. Maybe he can close it down to his own teammate. It would be interesting if we can get a 1-2 start from Red Bull. That would be pretty exciting for their team. They don't really need the help right now, though. They're still in first place on the standings for the constructors. 183 points against 110 for Sequid and Flying Jippo in the McLarens. And that's a purple sector from FYKV there in Sector 1 as he makes it around some traffic, gets a yellow flag for that traffic as well, but he manages to keep it clean. He's not going over the track limits as he's now going through turns 8 and 9 and rounds it up into 10. He's going to be finishing the second sector here at the end of the straight with the DRS open, and we'll see what sort of a time he posts in this sector. And he's about to come around there now. He's going to have a little bit of traffic to finish out the lap, but that's another purple sector here, 2 in a row from FYKV right now on a very, very nice lap. If he can just bring it to the end and get it across the line. Tasmanian Devil has retired from the session. He's happy with his 29.7. Assassin at a 29.9, and FYKV loses the back end of the car, and he's going to board the lap. He's going to come into the pits. So I think that's probably going to be it from FYKV here tonight.
Yeah, and Taz retired as well, so we'll have to have Secret maybe pull out a really nice lap. I think he'll be the only one really to challenge for pole, if that.
Well, Assassin is only 2/10 away, and he's out on the hot lap right now.
Yeah, you're right, yeah. We'll see it. Let's see it. He's got 2/10 to improve coming into turn 2. And he does it cleanly, but he gets a little bit of a tank slapper. And he opts to go really shallow on this corner, which he could get you some speed as well in a hard braking. Just throw the car in there, hope it sticks into the track limits, very close to the wall, under braking on the curb as well, which is what you want to do. It kind of maximizes the track there, line to line here under the strict limits. And he throws it in, but too much, and he cuts the corner there. But that's kind of what you want to do. It's just, that's just not what happened.
Yeah, he touched that AstroTurf on the exit of the curb, and that just spun his car right around there. So that's him out of pole position. So Tasmanian Devil lives to hold on to that one for another day. But let's see if 007 or Sequid or anyone else can take it away from him. Sequid right now is on a lap. He's making it through into turn 10 right now. We're watching as 007 has just started his lap. And let's see if he can keep it clean on the exit of turn 2. He does. And into the really long left-hander of turn 3. It seems like most of the drivers are keeping this shallow line into there. You just maybe saves you a tenth or maybe even just a few thousandths of a second, but a lot of drivers have been electing to go into that one there. So right now, 007 is 2/10 quicker on his own time. So he might be challenging for third position here. Where is Sequid? Sequid is about to come into the last couple of corners. He is a little bit quicker through the third sector. Let's see if he can make it anywhere. He is going up into fifth place, 130.9. 007 is in the second DRS zone on the second sector of the track. Looks like FYKV there is going to stay in third for now. Assassin in second is going to go into the pits. And Sequid and Chatty Duck, they're flipping positions. I'm not sure what happened there, but Sequid's still in fifth, Chatty Duck in sixth, and finished this lap. Let's see, 007 is coming around to the last couple of right-handers here. What sort of time is that going to be? He's currently in fourth. Is he going to improve? And he is going to go to third position. There we go, a 130.495. A very impressive time there, but Tasmanian Devil holds on to provisional pole position here in qualifying.
And it was a good performance by his team as well. P6 for Chatty Duck. Hasn't been the best races for the Alfa Romeo team, but hopefully a good performance for them. I actually was looking back. The last time we raced here was Season 7. The pole time then was a 30.187 by Talon. That was on the F1 2018 game. So it's been a little while since we raced here in Russia, and Taz beats it by a few tenths, with these cars being a little bit quicker. But you got Taz on pole, Assassin right next to him. See if he can challenge in the race. And you got Professional FYKV right behind him on the second row. And Sequid down to fifth place with Chatty on the second row there. Warriors as well. He's been really improving in the Platinum class as of late. He's a P7. You got KGB next to him. And Stanley and Joshua rounding the top 10. So it's going to be interesting to see if anyone can challenge Taz. And that's where we come into the predictions.
And there we go. If you guys are watching right now, first of all, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We've got rain to start us off in this track. And actually, I forgot to mention during qualifying, I did get some intel from one of the drivers in the chat to let us know it's going to start off rainy, but then it's actually going to go to a dry race towards the middle of the race or so. So it should be a really exciting one. I hear Seafreeze getting excited there in the background.
You heard that?
Absolutely.
This is going to be crazy, Blin. Are you kidding me? It's going to be raining?
Oh yeah.
Man.
Yeah,
This is gonna
strict
be crazy.
rules, rain, and we've got the platinum class of TCR to put on the show for us tonight. So leave us a like, leave us some comments. In those comments, let us know if you guys have any predictions for the race. Who do you think is going to be on those podium positions at the end of the race? And while we've got some time, check out the links in the description as well. Our affiliate sponsor, Fanatec, our TCR shop, and the stickers in there provided to us by Sticky Fingers Canada. And check out the website as well if you want to sign up to race with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, this changes everything. It doesn't rain in Russia, does it? I feel like
Are you kidding?
when does it
it
actually rain a lot?
oh yeah, absolutely. Rain, snow,
Oh,
you
the
know,
Blinn, the weatherman, he's gonna tell us,
oh,
folks.
it's pretty much like the Canada of the other
Oh,
hemisphere,
really?
you know? Yeah, it's
Oh, damn, I
exactly
had no
like it.
idea.
Bad weather. Sochi is usually pretty nice. Sochi is
But
usually
not
nice and
tonight.
sunny, but yeah, we've got a little bit of rain coming our way. Again, though, this is going to spice up the start of the race. This is going to possibly, take out a couple of people. Who knows? Anything could happen. It could bring out a safety car. Unfortunately, we're not going to have DRS, but we've got huge straights here. And even with just ERS, I'm sure you can make some things happen.
Oh, for sure. And I just wanted to kind of preface this race by saying, in TCR, we're in our 11th season. Let me get that right. And we do not race Russia very often. This is our 4th time coming to Russia. And we have a nice race set up with a little wet and maybe dry later in the race. We raced it back in Season 1, Season 3, and Season 7. And Blinn, I'm going to ask you this question. Do you know the last person who won here at Russia? I'll give you a few seconds to think.
Would it be GTR Lion?
Ah, come on, Blinn, I set you up. It's me. I won here,
Oh.
Russia. That's why I love Russia. Because I won here last. And
How
someone's
did
going
I
to
not
ruin
know
the
that?
streak for me. No,
How
but it's
did I
been a
not
little
know that?
while. It's been seasons. We have played it on since 2018, as a matter of fact. So it's been a long time since we visited Russia. But yeah, someone's going to beat the streak. But yeah, and hopefully after this, we probably won't race it for another few seasons. But it's one we go to very rarely. But as far as predictions, how do you see this race going?
Ooh, I mean, this is going to be a really interesting one. I think somebody like Sequit and Passassin, they definitely can put on some pressure on Tasmanian Devil. Sequit has a tendency of getting himself through the grid very quickly and finding time throughout the race. So I'm gonna keep my eye on him. But Tasmanian Devil, he hasn't had a couple of good races, but I feel like tonight he might get another podium. So I don't think he's gonna be on the top step, but I would say on the podium it would be Possession, Tasmanian Devil, and Sequit.
Interesting. I think Taz is going to really dominate this race, just solely on the fact of that it's strict corner cutting. I feel like Taz is the most in sync with this car and with no assists, and in Platinum I feel like he will be the one to make the least amount of mistakes as far as the track penalties, and he's got a really good advantage by starting on pole. I'll put Professional second. I feel like he's going to have a really nice race ahead of him. I think he's going to keep it clean, and then we'll put the Duck on third. We'll put Chatty Duck up there. I don't know why. I just like the Alfa Romeos tonight. There's something about them. Third and sixth, I don't know. They're going to pull it out of the shoe or the hat, whatever the saying is. But I'll leave it to you to start the race. Let's do it.
Alright guys, let's get ready for round 8 here in the Platinum class of Season 11 of TCR. We're going to be starting in the wet conditions. Everybody's starting on that intermediate tire. On the top, at the top of the grid, it's Tasmanian Devil, and on the front row, it's Possession alongside, and we're going to jump on board here with 007, and we're going to watch the lights as 3, 4, 5 lights are on. And we go racing in Russia for the Platinum class in TCR. Let's see what we're gonna get here. Oh my goodness, bad start here from 007. FYKV and Secret are already attacking on the front too. It looks like FYKV is gonna pick around the outside or the inside into turn 2. They're all gonna slow down nice and easy into turn 2. They do not want to crash out right now, but 007 loses another position there to Warriors, and he's quickly down to 6th place. He started in third, so 3 positions lost already there. Back at the front, Tasmania Devil and Passassin are side by side, making it through turn 4 right now. And Passassin there had to go a little bit wide, and now Secret is up into second place, going down the inside of him. They're side by side as they come across the right-hander here. And it looks like they're still switching positions back and forth, but Sequid is going to slide behind them for now. And Sequid up into third place already. Assassin trying to put on the pressure nice and early on Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah, and in the back here, Forzan started P15. He had a flyer of a start, getting him past a few guys. Chatty Duck, who started 6th, he was my guy, Alfa Romeo, from 6. He dropped down to P11. I don't know if he has wing damage, but he was fighting here in the back. But yeah, very aggressive out in front.
Secret is now lining up a move on Assassin. Had a look down the inside as they come into turn 14, but then backed out of it there, and I think that was a smart move. But he's looking again down the inside now into turn 15, and again backing out of it for now. With Assassin is still trying to get acquainted with these tires and with these conditions right now. I think so is the rest of the field. We're only coming to the end of lap 1 right now, and wow, what a start has been so far. But the positions out in front haven't changed too much. It looks like Assassin, that's just shuffling up of positions right now, the glitch that's always happening. So we'll just keep an eye on the front and we'll see if anything's going to happen. But Assassin did drop back by a little bit there on Tasmanian Devil. Tasmanian Devil looks to be pulling out some time.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about it. I mean, actually, I would, actually. But because the penalties are such a factor, I mean, you could still be a few seconds back and still be in this race. But these guys are probably on the dry setups. They probably didn't opt for a wet setup. So these guys are going to be tiptoeing around this track. If it's going to dry up, they'd rather have the dry setup in the dry than the wet in the dry, if that makes sense. But yeah, these guys are just trying to get around the lap and hopefully not pick up any penalties so far. Obviously there's no DRS, so it's even harder to stick with someone, and we know Taz had some really good wet speed back in the 100% race at Britain a few weeks ago.
Absolutely, and just to follow up on your previous point about Chatty Duck, he's actually just lost a couple more positions. He's down to 14th place, and he does have some front wing damage. It looks like the top element of it and the side part of it as well, they're both missing. So the end plate, he's going to have to definitely dive into the pits at some point here and get that replaced. Or you might be holding off on that since everybody's pretty slow right now in the rain. Maybe you can make that damage work for you until you have to actually pit for your strategy for maybe some dry tires and see if that works out better. But we're going to keep an eye on him, and we'll hope that the Alfa Romeo can recover. He now gets a 3-second penalty as well. So yeah, a very tough start to the race right now, and it's definitely showing.
Yeah, he picked up that penalty, and it does come in now. I don't know when it's going to clear up. It looks not anytime soon. It looks still rainy out there, but if anything, I think it's even, it's easier not to get a penalty when it's raining, I think, because you're on a slower speeds. You're approaching the corner slower, and you're just kind of tiptoeing around the track, whereas in dry you have to be fully committed. So that might help some of these drivers later in the race if they are more prone to penalties. But Assassin's doing a pretty good job keeping up with Taz, and we have a yellow. Looks like it's maybe F1 race, or maybe went for a little half spin or GT, but it looks like they're fine.
So back out in the front, it's Tasmania Devil still holding on to the lead of the race started here tonight from pole position. Assassin still in second place and putting on the pressure on Tasmania Devil in front. He is not too far away. He's within 0.7 of a second, but no DRS is available during these conditions. And Assassin just set a purple second sector as well here on lap 3. So he just needed to get acquainted with these conditions, and now he seems to be really going back at it and putting on some of his best pace here. Sequit, he is up into third place. He started 5th, and he's a little bit back away from Assassin there, about 1.3 seconds at the moment. But once we get to dry conditions, we don't know exactly when that's going to happen, but according to the forecast, it should happen sometime during the mid-level of the race. that position, that third place, could still work out for him. You never know what could still happen in the race. It's only lap 4 of 27, so we've got a long way to go here tonight.
Oh, Possessing gets really close to Taz on the back. 3/10. I don't know, there's been a lot of chatter in the Discord this week, Possessing, saying, oh, Russia's not really my best, and, you know, I'm not really too quick there, and this, that, and the other, but I don't know, he's kind of holding his own. Messed up that corner a little bit, but, you know, we all do it, you know, what happens. And he's really challenging Taz, I think, unless Taz is like, nah, I'm just going to take it easy for the first stint. Which he could be doing, we never know.
Yeah, I mean, he does like to play it very calm and collected and strategic throughout all of his races. And Possessing there, losing the back end of the car a little bit as he comes out of corners. It looks like he's getting a little bit of understeer getting into the corner, so then he has to apply the power on the exit and just slides out the back ever so slightly. But that's losing him a couple of tenths here and there. And, you know, he's keeping at the same distance away from Tasmanian Devil as well. So maybe he's also playing some games right now. Maybe he wants to hold back and just be calm and keep these tires going. Maybe keep them going all the way up until we switch to dries. Let's see how that works out.
Yeah, we kind of have a little bit of a separation here as Warriors and P5 is, and the Haas is kind of collecting a little train behind him. He's got Professional, KGB, and Stanley right behind him. And then Joshua a little further back. And then you got the second part of the grid, Bass Plus all the way down to GT, kind of in the final corners at the moment. And you have KGB trying to look on Professional, but doesn't quite get it.
They're very nice and close to each other through turn 3. Warriors loses the car there ever so slightly, comes back onto the racing line now. But, yeah, he almost hits the wall on the exit of the next corner here. It's very, very tricky here without the rain, but in the rain and in these conditions, I'm sure these guys are really struggling to keep the car even just going in a straight line.
Yeah,
KGB
for sure.
with a twitch there too.
Yeah, it's very hard. I mean, these guys are really pushing, and like I mentioned, these guys probably have the dry setup on at the moment. This is probably with what they would have run in the complete dry. Potentially, maybe they opted for a little bit of a mixture of a setup, but if it's going to be drying up soon, which a lot of people did mention from the Discord, it does seem maybe some of these guys have the dry setup, so maybe Warriors in this middle pack have a little bit more speed later on in the race. But yeah, these guys are really close to each other. And Professional looks like he's got the speed over Warriors. It's hard to get past with no DRS, and with the dirty air in some of these corners, you almost lose it, kind of like he did then. He loses a few tenths here and there, and then you gain it, and then you lose it as soon as you get really close. But KGB might be able to get past Professional here in the main straight. He's got a pretty decent exit.
Let's jump on board here.
The overtake.
He's going to use his ERS. He's going to be running right behind 007. He's going to have a look. 007 moves to defend. And nope, not going to happen on this one. But then 007 does not get a good exit. And on the run into turn 3, they're going to be going through this corner side by side. This could get dangerous here. 007 though keeps his position for now. KGB Black Angel just trying and trying again, but he is right on his back wing. Oh, we've got a yellow there in Sector 2 or Sector 1, but everybody's back on track.
It's Mr. Joshua. I think he kind of lost the back on the 180-degree corner of turn 3, and I think he might have clipped the wall because he's going very slow. And I think that is what happened. So he's going to need a wing change. And that's, yeah, all of his wing is gone. Yep, he's going to need to come in. And I think that's where he did it in that corner.
So another victim claimed by Russia here. Another front wing gone. GCR Lion gets a 3-second penalty. And now we've got 4 people on the board with penalties to their name. I actually think Chatty Duck might have gotten a 5-second speeding penalty into the pit lane as well. So he might have quite a few penalties to serve here tonight. We'll have to wait and see.
And
if
look at
that's going to affect
Sequit at the
anything.
top. He just, I don't know if you're looking, but Passassin under pressure by Sequit. Sequit went side by side. Passassin went through the inside of the corner, and he was able to manage to get it. But Passassin's losing some pace here. Sequit now under attacking Passassin, and he's got the Red Bull very close behind.
This is going to be a move here from Sequit around the outside of Passassin into turn 2. Passassin is going to pull up right beside him there. He's going to push him a little bit wide, and he's going to take that position, but they're still side by side. Going through turn 3, Sequit gets up ahead into P2, but then almost loses the car there. A tiny bit of contact between them two, and Passassin regains position once again. What a battle that was.
Yeah, it's actually good that Passassin took overtake, because I don't know if that would have been a legal overtake for Sequit. He kind of cut the corner. He's kind of pushed out there, to be fair, but I don't know if that would have been legal. We'd have to look at the book, look at the rule book. But yeah, these guys, I think Sequit has really got the speed now. Passassin's kind of fallen off, and Sequit just needs to get past, and he's bringing Fike along with him, right behind. And none of them with penalties so far. You know, we'll have to look at that. Only lap 7.
Yeah, but this is all allowing Tasmanian Devil to completely run away with it. He's almost 4 seconds clear of Passassin, and Passassin's got the 2 cars of the McLaren and the Red Bull of Sequit and FYKV chasing him down and putting on a lot of pressure. So this is hurting all of them right now, unfortunately, if they want to win this race tonight. So all they have to hope for now is when it gets dry, maybe there's a safety car or something that brings everybody back together.
Yeah, there's a good chance of a safety car as well, given there's so many walls, obviously. We might get one here. Possibly.
Yeah, I think in Silver class we had 1 or 2. In Golden we definitely had at least 2 safety cars. So we'll have to wait and see, but the odds are high.
Oh,
Here comes a
makes
move.
a huge mistake into turn 2, cuts turn 3. And Sequit's going to go around the outside here. Passassin kind of squeezes him. Sequit down the inside, he's going to go for it, but Passassin a little bit deeper on the brakes. He goes wide. Sequit uses the track, and he gets into P2. So a really nice move there by Sequit, by Passassin making a mistake, and FYKV is right behind, trying to get past, but not at the moment.
That is some great racing already here on lap 8 of 27 here tonight for this 50% race. It's a 5.8 kilometer distance for 1 lap, or 3.6 miles. And the race lap record in real life is a 135.7 by Lewis Hamilton from 2019. But the TCR lap record is held by GTR Lion, who's here tonight. And that is from...
good old GT.
Yeah, from Platinum class of Season 7, which is why I thought that he might have won that one.
Oh, yeah, I don't think you were around back in Season 7. It was so long ago that we raced here. You don't really know the history of it, but yeah, it was me who took the win and GT who took the fastest lap. And also, another interesting fact, Gigio Breezy, obviously a 2-time champion of the Platinum class, he clinched his first championship at Russia back in Season 7, and he also was in the Red Bull. Just like Tasmanian, so obviously Taz is not going to clinch tonight. That would be very interesting, very dominant, but yeah, Gigio Breezy clinched his championship, his first one, back in Russia Season 7 in the Red Bull, so a little bit of history there from Russia.
That is some nice history. I'll tell you what, though, you mentioned that Tasmanian Devil's not going to clinch it here tonight. He's going to be close.
Yeah, you're right.
We're gonna only have 4 more races to go, so that leaves about 130 points on the board. He is currently 77 points clear of Sequit. So yeah, I think he's gonna come very close.
Yeah, he could even. I know next week we're in the All-Star race, a little event for next week, next Thursday. Obviously, but mentioned earlier, all the classes are sending people to the All-Star race, which is a non-points race. But following that is the TCR Grand Prix, where we have a unique format. There's extra points up on the board during your qualifying and your heat races, which will set the grid for the actual Grand Prix, and there's extra points in quali, so he might even be able to clinch next week in the TCR Grand Prix. He might even be able to win it, which would also be pretty cool for him to not only win but also maybe clinch the GP. But it's a very tough race to win given the format, and all that will soon come, all the details to follow, but that'll be at Brazil. And then all we have left is the American swing. We go Canada, US, and Mexico, and that's it. It's been a very quick season.
But yeah, once again, the real life F1 steals the qualifying format for their new event directly from TCR. Because I mean, their sprint qualifying is pretty much our TCR event. As FYKV and Passassin get into it there, got a couple of touches on each other. As they were coming through turn 2 and now going around turn 3, Sequid is now pulling away from both of them as well. He's now 2.5 seconds clear, but still 4.7 seconds away from Tasmanian Devil. But FYKV, he really wants this position.
Yeah, I think it'll be a few more laps, maybe, but they're both struggling on traction. It looks like it's drying up as well, so we might see some drivers switching, not yet, but very soon, onto the dry slicks. But I will go back to what you mentioned earlier. I said, yeah, I think F1 has been looking at what we've been doing with the track limits that they've been implementing, and then the newly introduced heat races and sprints that they've been doing. They stole right from the GP. So you know what?
Absolutely.
If it was up to me, I think Blinn and myself and everyone else along in TCR, we should be the F1 FIA bosses and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. I mean, we deserve it. Yeah, there we go. Well,
Yeah.
It is drying up, though. What you mentioned just a few moments ago, really drying up right now. The track itself still producing a lot of spray, but the weather itself, though, there is no more rain. We are now getting a little bit of cloud, a little bit of fog, but no more drops of rain are falling. So I would expect that probably the next couple of laps, people are going to start thinking about jumping onto the dry tires, and it's going to be exciting to see who's going to be the first one to take that jump. But again, guys, if you're watching right now, thank you so much. We've got a few people watching the stream. Leave us a like, send in some more comments, subscribe to the channel, and check out all the links in the description as well.
Yeah, for sure. And this is the time in the race. I think last week or a few races ago, I remember Turkey saying someone played, it was Warriors who played the strategy perfectly. He had someone out there with the cell phone tower relaying the information, and that is what is needed today. We need people in Sector 3 and all sectors of the track. Is it dry? Is it not? And you have to play it pretty perfectly in order to gain, but it's almost there. I would say possibly this lap.
Yeah, I see a lot of cars wobbling around. And speaking of wobbles, Bats Plus goes wide through the run of turn 3. And he is lost the position now to Forzan, who moves up into P10. But Forzan and Deathwish Tricky in P10 and P9 both have penalties to their name. Let's take a look at what kind of penalties. Oh, Bats Plus goes super wide once again on the exit there. It's 3 seconds for Deathwish Tricky, 9 seconds for Forzan. It looks like Chai Daka's retired in the pits, and GTR Lion has a 3-second penalty as well.
Yeah, but GT, the former lap record here in TCR, I could give that to him for the night. Was the first to pit on mediums, and he just botched the turn 2. So maybe a little too cold, but he's, you know, when you're more in the back of the field, you have nothing to lose. You try to do something different, see if you gain an advantage, and GT's trying, and now we'll see how his lap times are. But it's only going to get better from here. It's just whether or not it's that perfect time just yet. But it looks like Stanley's coming in as well, so the Williams of Stanley is going to be coming in from P8. The AlphaTauri of Deathwish following Forzan in the Haas. F1 Racer goes on. And Joshua a little farther back. but the front runner is opting to stay out, so we'll see if these guys who pitted in the back of the field will gain a little bit of time on the guys in the front.
I'll tell you what, Sequid has lost a lot of time to Assassin. As soon as it went dry and as soon as they started having some troubles there, Sequid it's now less than a second of a gap, so he is just praying to make it back into the pits and put on those dry tires, but they have such a long way to go. They're only into the second sector right now.
Yeah, these guys are tiptoeing around these corners. Maybe 1 or 2 more laps and it'll come. We should be getting the DRS open soon as Forzan passes Deathwish in the back here. It's right on that crossover period. Now it's enabled. DRS is now enabled. So that's usually the sign to come in, but some drivers will opt to stay out. 1 more lap. It looks like Tasmanian will be coming into the pits now. And let's see if anyone else follows. Sequit looks like he's coming in. Passassin is going to follow. They almost... Oh man, Passassin got a penalty for exceeding the pit white line. He kind of almost missed it. But everyone's coming in now. This is definitely the point.
Well, let the games begin, because now it's going to be interesting. They're all going to be on exactly the same strategy. They're all going to be on medium tires until the end of this race. It's only going to be 14 laps to go. We're sure these tires can definitely make it that long. We've seen people last night do it 22 laps on these mediums. So I am excited to see, though, how this is going to shake things up. Is there going to be a safety car possibly sometime in this race to bring everybody back together, or is Tasmania Devil going to run away with this one? It can Sequid, can Passassin, can FYKV, can anyone else come in and shake things up for the end of this race? Bats Plus goes into a soft tire. That's going to be very brave, yeah.
I like that. The reason why I like it is because he's a reserve. He does nothing to lose. Might as well put the softs on, have a little fun, and maybe get some track position just in case there is a safety car, as Forzan just squeezes past the Ferrari. But I like that soft runner call. I don't know if they can last to the end. Probably not, but we'll try it, as he's going to overtake Forzan here around the outside. He just came out of the pit, so the tires are going to be cold, but with the soft tires, yeah, the Ferrari's going to easily get him into this corner, but he goes deep, and Forzan with the switcheroo gets him on the exit of the corner, and it's going to be a few more corners before Bats Plus can get the go-ahead. Never mind, he's coming back again. Very close to the wall. Bats Plus had the traction, but then he goes deep again.
It's back and forth like ping pong here between Forzan and Bats Plus.
Oh man, you know what it is? They have a lot of traction. The soft tires under traction zones, but I guess under braking he didn't have that confidence just yet. But now the DRS enabled. Bats Plus will now have DRS, and let's see if he can spot his braking point now. And he goes deep again. Holy moly, he hits the barrier. Bats Plus. Holy moly. He's gonna get the wing change. Man, that was kind of my pick in this later part of the race. He had the soft tires on, but he just had a bad opening lap trying to warm those tires up. Oh, poor, man. Yeah. But luckily he's a reserve. It doesn't really mean anything. But that really went from really good. I feel like it would have worked out for him, in my opinion. But it really went bad for him.
Unfortunately, it did not work out on that particular occasion. But it was a brave move. It was a good chance there. And yeah, he's going to unfortunately have to stick on another set of softs, it looks like. And he's going to try again. So maybe towards the later stages of the race.
I don't mean to laugh either, but I'm not a professional at commentary.
Oh, Forzan lost the car. Forzan loses it through turn 3. Completely loses it on his own, and he's retired from the race. Is this going to bring out a safety car, or is this just going to be a yellow flag in Sector 1? It looks like we're just going to stick with it. No, it is a virtual safety car. A virtual safety car, so not a full course safety car, but this still might change things around here. We'll see.
Yeah, and the car disappeared again, so we didn't really get a chance to see. Although it was at the end of coming into turn 4, I believe.
Oh, we got a really good look at it on the stream.
Oh,
if you want, yeah.
I'll look back then. Let's look at replay.
Yeah, I was by chance on board with Death Wish Tricky.
Oh, yeah.
As we were going around there, and Forzan just overcooked it, and it was a really, really slow sort of slide to disaster.
It looked like a dramatic fashion to go out. And if I'm going to go out of the race, I want it to be... I want it to look cool. That's at the end of the day. I want to look cool when I crash out. If I do, you want to look cool.
Alright, back to green. DRS re-enabled again, and Passassin did close up some time on Sequit, but then he touches the curb on the exit of turn 2 and almost loses the back end of the car. So he lost everything he made up there on Sequit, unfortunately. But Sequit right now 6.4 seconds behind Tasmanian Devil. Assassin goes super wide there on the exit of turn 3 as well. So he's going to have to try and pull back everything together. He's outside of DRS zone. And he's also still got a penalty to his name. So yeah, I think Passassin here lost quite a bit of time. Lost an opportunity under the VSC to close up that gap. But he's catching it back up again. He's back within the DRS zone. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, he had to go full opposite lock on the steering wheel just to save the car back in turn 2. But he's got the DRS. Man, he went really quick. What happened to Sequit? I feel like he let him by.
Yeah, it just looked like he just let him by.
Why would you let him by?
I don't know exactly what happened there, but he just moved over to the side and sort of let Passassin through, and Passassin is now up into P2. Is Sequit possibly thinking he can catch a tow along with Passassin? Maybe he feels like Passassin is a little bit quicker than himself on raw pace right now, and he's just going to catch a tow together with the DRS to try and catch up to Tasmanian. I'm not sure, but
no.
that was an interesting move.
No, I don't know. I'm shocked. I don't know why you would let him go. I mean, I know he has a penalty, but I mean, I think the gap was kind of fluctuating at the top. I mean, you never just want to give track position up. I don't know. I'm very confused on that. And
GTR Lion in the wall. He's got front wing damage as well. He's gonna have to get that one replaced.
Oh man, the wing flew off. Yeah, no safety car, no nothing. We're gonna continue rolling. But yeah, I don't know why you would give the position up. I don't know why. Maybe Passassin is quicker. Maybe he is. Maybe Sequit felt that in the car. Maybe he just wants Passassin to go for it. Maybe catch Tasmanian. But now Sequit gets a penalty. So although he's a second and a half off of Passassin, so maybe that was right. I don't know. I'm very confused.
Me too. I have no idea.
It looks like he's kind of closing in on Taz. He's setting a purple mid-sector. So maybe he thinks, you know, let him go. Maybe Passassin has a better chance of catching Taz. And then we'll play the penalty game afterwards.
Wow.
But, yeah,
I mean,
coming up on 10 laps to go soon.
I'm no pit engineer. I have no idea what that was all about, but it's a very, very interesting strategy. GTR Lion is going to retire from the race here in the pits. Passassin is just at a fastest lap, so he's definitely very, very quick right now around here, but he's still 6.3 seconds behind Tasmanian Devil out in front.
Very interesting. I guess we could take this time to, I don't know, let's talk some, got the All-Star race coming up. I know we've been talking about that last few weeks, and then once something happens in the race, we'll get back to it. But yeah, so after post-Russia, the top 5 drivers in the driver standings will get elected to go to the All-Star race to represent their class. We'll also have returning veterans and champions coming on the grid. It is believed to know that last year's Platinum champion, Kersey, will be racing in that. So he'll be making a return here in Season 11 for a one-off. That'll be a Bahrain short. 100% race at Bahrain short. I think it's like 56, 57 laps on the multiplayer cars. And we might play around with the mandatory tires. We don't really know just yet, but that'll be a really cool event. And some of these drivers are still competing to make sure they are in the top 5. Assassin was one of those drivers. Needs a good finish to solidify himself in that, and he's doing that right now. P2 sets the fastest lap. But then after that, we have the TCR Grand Prix returning. That'll be a really nice race for Platinum, not only for Platinum, but Silver and Gold, and they're going to have their own little feature races, which will consist of a one-shot quali, followed by a heat race of a 5-lapper, and then a 25% race, and then we'll do that twice within the evening. And we don't know how the points will be all settled. That'll be released a little later on. But then for Platinum, you got the 3 rounds of the heat races. You got the one-shot 5-lap heat race, and that sets the heat for the next round, and drivers get eliminated each round. And then you have a full 50% race, and that's all at Brazil. So that's going to be a really cool event, right there, Blin.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've gotten to watch and commentate the TCR Grand Prix a couple of times now, and it has been absolutely incredible. I mean, first of all, the format of it in qualifying definitely makes it more interesting to watch. There's a lot more to talk about. There's more time for us to watch a lot more close battling and some incidents happening that don't really affect anything on the big scale. But once we get through that, the race is always very exciting, with all the additional points up for grabs throughout the event.
For sure, yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be a big fight until the end. But right now, it's quite big gaps here tonight. If you're just joining, we're in round 8 of Season 11 here in TCR. We're in the Platinum class, and we are at the Sochi Autodrome in the Olympic Park in Sochi in the Russian Federation. Beautiful track, very difficult. We started off with rain. We've now switched over to the dry conditions. We've been on the dry tires for 5 laps now. Tasmania out in front, Passassin in second, Sequid in third after pretty much letting Passassin through, and FYKV in fourth, 007 in fifth. We have KGB in sixth right now, Warriors in seventh, Stanley is in eighth, Deathwish in ninth, F1 Racer holding on to the last point of this race.
It's been a nice clean drive for F1 Racer. Reserving no penalties on the board at the moment. It looks like we're getting some sun here tonight. Very little bit.
Some parts of the track. Yeah, in some parts of the track, but around the last couple of corners, it's still very, very dark.
Yeah. You know what? When we put Russia on the calendar, obviously we haven't raced it in a few seasons. It's actually one of my favorites. Not so much because of the racing. I feel like the racing's okay. Here, it's not the best. Usually, real life, it's really, really not good. But the actual driving around the track is actually quite fun. I actually love the first and middle sector. I think it's really technical. You have to get it really right. You have to commit to a lot of the corners. You have the unique 180-degree corners, really cool, into a big braking zone, and kind of throw the car in and hope it sticks. But Russia, in that aspect, is it's actually one of my favorites, to be honest. But because the strict limits and just how the F1 games have been over the last few years, it's very hard to like it in a race aspect, a race scenario, because it's hard to race each other, and then when you do, you get penalties. So in that aspect, it's very hard to like the track, which I can understand why a few drivers this week were not so pleased with Russia and their practice and how the races went. But yeah, it's actually one of my favorites.
And it looks like Passassin picked up another penalty, so he's got 6 seconds of penalties to his name now. And Sequid only has the 3, so if he can stick within 3 seconds here for the last 7 laps of this race, he'll be able to pick away that P2. Last night was a really exciting moment. at the end of the race because of penalties. It was just Jose from third winning the race in the golden class. That was very, very exciting. I did hear some rumors that there might be a review of one of the penalties of the guys in P2 and 3, so there might be a change of position there, but I am going to hope not. But there's Sequid getting a 3-second additional penalty as well, so now it's back to even between Passassin and Sequid with 6 penalties, or 6 seconds of penalties each.
Yeah, and I don't know, and he's fallen back since he let Passassin through 4+ seconds as well. It's not like he's stuck with him. He's kind of in a gap of his own. FYKV around another 3.5 to 4 behind. Professional trying to close in and maybe grab himself a podium. He might even be in that position now. FYKV and Professional, if they could stay clean, they might be able to grab a P2 or a P3. But we got to be careful if Professional gets to FYKV, not too much battling, because if you battle too much, you're going to lose some time and potentially lose that spot. Because 6 seconds is, yeah, both of them would be right on the podium if my calculations were right. No, not both of them, only one of them, but for P3. Passassin almost has a 6-second gap on Sequid at the moment, which is incredible.
Yeah, the gaps are pretty big at the front there. Tasmanian Devil 6.2 seconds, Sequid 5.7 behind Passassin, FYKV 3.2 seconds behind. We don't really have any super close battling going on right now. Stanley's trying to close up on Warriors for P7. Other than that, 007 is 2 seconds behind FYKV as well. So, yeah, we're gonna wait and see. 5 more laps to go. Maybe there might be a safety car. Maybe something else might happen. You never know.
Yeah, and the track's been getting a little quicker as well. These guys, almost every other lap, they've been setting purple lap times. But Stanley, it says he's 2/10 behind Warriors. He's not 2/10. That's not 2/10. Now it just fixed. About a half a second. I was like, that's not 2/10 of a second behind, but he's got the DRS on Warriors. We'll see if he'll try to go for it. Whoa!
Oh, that's a big dump.
Stanley downtown! Holy moly, he went for it. We can't say he did not go for it, because he absolutely did.
Wow, that could have ended very, very badly there for Stanley. And the car of Warriors actually has an X on top of it, so I think he might be disconnected.
Really? Maybe that,
and his car just disappeared from the track.
Oh, whoa.
It just jumped a very, very long way forwards there. I'm not sure if Warriors has some connection issues right now, or if he completely disconnected, but that was very weird, and now the gap between Stanley and Warriors is frozen again.
Yeah, some weird stuff going on there. I don't know if maybe that's why Stanley opted to go to the right of the track, maybe not wanting to get right behind Warriors, which in previous games you really had to do because there was a lot of lag in the game. Not so much anymore, but you really did have to play the game of, all right, this guy's got a little lag bubble, we got to give him some space. And you'd give him the whole straightaway. You'd kind of not opt for the slipstream. You'd try to get out of the slipstream because of that yo-yo type effect of the lag. But he dropped about 3 seconds. Yeah, he's definitely ghosted, so I don't know. That definitely would be Stanley's position.
I remember we used to have the lag bubble around the car, and basically, even if you didn't make any contact, but you were within like 2 inches of the car, it considered it as making contact. So luckily we're out of those woods, but this game, F1 2020, has not been without its own problems. Obviously, every single race that we do, we have the glitch with the standings. We've had some glitches at the starts. We've had some of our own lag contact and incidents as well throughout this season. So hopefully now that EA has taken over the sort of the administrational side of the business of Codemasters, maybe they'll be able to fix that up. Maybe they'll even be so nice to throw the F1 servers onto their own servers, so we can get some really good connectivity for once.
Yeah, I mean, we could only wish and hope, right? Will it happen? No. But, we wish and hope. And maybe one day, I don't know, we'll see how EA does in probably the next few game rotations. But we'll see how it comes. We're actually really close to the opening release of it. We're going to get more information about it soon, so this is a really exciting time. Obviously, the F1 season just started up. We have Portimao this week, and then little by little we'll get more information about the game, and we'll kind of see how it is, and then we'll obviously look forward to what would be Season 12 of TCR, more in the later part of the summer, more into the fall, leading up to the end of the year is usually how we run our seasons. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. You got new car liveries, which is also pretty cool. A little bit fresh style on the grid with the Aston Martin, the Alpine, and some other questionable car liveries this year.
Are you talking about the Haas?
The Haas is one of them, yes. The Russian invasion of the American team. You also have the questionable Ferrari of that green and red and the offset red, which I actually don't mind. A lot of people don't like, which I can understand why, but it's more of a Christmas-esque car. They should have ran that at the end of the season. A little bit of a Christmas car, red and green. Maybe not so much at the start, but I think,
Yeah,
overall,
I'm excited for the
really
new track.
Looks good.
I'm excited for what are we gonna get? We're gonna get Portimao. I think they were talking about the Turkish Grand Prix possibly, and the Jeddah.
Imola too.
Yeah, Imola and Jeddah, the very new Grand Prix that nobody has even seen yet. We've never even raced there yet, but that's gonna be on the game apparently.
Yeah, so we're going to get Imola, Portimao, and Jeddah. I think Turkey, I don't think it'll be in the game since it's released later on. Kind of like last year, we didn't get all those tracks on the game. So we'll definitely get Imola, which is kind of an old school track. Portimao, which, man, looking at some onboard footage and video leading up to this week is... lots of up and down. It's like a roller coaster of a track. It really is up and down, left and right, and that'll be fun. And then the Jeddah, which I don't know. We'll see how that goes. And then obviously next year we're gonna get the new Miami track, and we don't know what other tracks might be on the calendar then. If any of these tracks we visited recently due to COVID, if they'll be on the calendar. So there's a lot to look forward to as far as tracks. F1 has visited a lot of tracks recently due to COVID, really, and now they're opening new venues and such. So I don't know. I think it's always interesting to see new cars on new tracks that they've never raced before, because it's just different.
Yeah, and also with the new regulations coming next year, that's going to be very exciting. But
yes.
Back to our race here tonight. We're now on lap 26 and 27. Only 2 more laps to go. Tasmanian still in front. Possession still in second, 6.8 seconds behind. Sequit, 7.7 seconds behind. Possession in third place. And then we've got FYKV staying within 2.5 seconds of Sequit, which can become very crucial in a couple of laps' time, because Sequit does have penalties. He's got 6 seconds. Possession has 6 seconds as well. FYKV has no penalties. Neither does 007, who's only 1.3 seconds behind FYKV. So that puts him only 4 seconds behind Sequit. So both of them could possibly gain at least the 1 position here tonight.
Holy moly. And this is why we've opted for regular corner cutting for most of our races, because whatever you just said, I am lost. I am lost with all the calculations, but it seems like FYKV will get third, Professional should get fourth here, but yeah, pretty straightforward race for Taz. He's going to get on the last lap right now. He's penalty free, pole position. Who has the fastest lap? That would be Bats Plus. You just answered my question, 32.790. And I think that beats the record of the lap record of GTR.
It absolutely does. And it beats it by quite a margin as well, 0.7 of a second.
Wow. I do remember when we last raced here in 2018, on the 2018 game, those cars were really quick as well. They were quickest at the time, but I believe the 2020s are a little bit quicker, even more so than the 2018 car. So yeah, these cars are just, man, you have such speeds coming into some of these corners, and these lap times are getting broken every year. But maybe next year, you know, it might be
sorry to interrupt.
down.
Stanley and Stanley's trying to overtake Warrior Ends, but he just made contact with him a couple of times. They went bouncing back and forth, but Stanley up into P7 now.
Oh man, man, nice. I wonder if that was Warriors or if that was the ghost of Warriors. But yeah, Stanley gets P7. Professional as well, 0.8 behind, but he picks up a penalty, which could cost him a position here. Definitely a position to fight. He almost got. He did get DRS there. I don't know why. Yeah, there he did not open DRS. I don't know if he knows where that button is. He's been doing so much racing here and there, but yeah, Taz coming around the last corner. He is going to win here again in season 11. That will be his 6th win of the season, and he will take it in fashion. The Red Bull crosses first.
Well, let's see.
Coming across the line.
Let's see what's going to happen at the
go.
Yeah, it's going to be Possession in second. Now Sequit is going to be coming across the line right now. Here comes FYKV. He's going to get that position. 007 gets 4th as well. So FYKV steals the 3rd position on the podium, and Sequit actually drops to 6th after KGB Black Angel crosses the line and gets P5 by 0.1 of a second. That was super close, but as you mentioned, Tasmanian Devil with win number 6 in a season of only 12 rounds. That is very impressive. He's now won 50% of all of the races after not being on the winners circle for the last couple of Grand Prix. He's back on it once again with Passassin in the Renault in P2, FYKV stealing P3 away from Sequit after penalties. Yeah, and it just shows how crucial the penalties are around here, and that's kind of how that race shaped up to be. Passassin 16 seconds behind the race leader, given the penalties, which is so crucial not to get penalties here, but it's so easy to do. To get penalties, but 16 seconds is a monster of a lead from Taz, and I don't even know if he had a warning, but the way he was driving, I probably doubt it. Driver of the day goes to F1 Racer, who started from the back. I'm not sure exactly where he finished, but we'll take a look at that after we take a look at the top 3 here. Tasmanian Devil making a little bit of a dance there to pick up his trophy. He's got his teammate in P3, and he's got Assassin beside him there spraying him with champagne. Those 3 guys definitely drove a really great race here tonight. But Russia again did not disappoint. It brought us some weather. It brought us some really close racing, a couple of incidents. We did not have a safety car here tonight except for a VSC, so the Platinum class, I guess, delivers a nice clean race for us here. But running through the grid again, Tasmanian Devil, Assassin, and FYKV in the top 3 positions. 007 in 4th. Black Angel in 5th. Sequit was in 3rd on the track, but had 9 seconds of penalties. Drops himself down to 6th place. Stanley in 7th. Warriors in 8th. F1 Racer in 9th. Death was Tricky in 10th place. We had Mr. Joshua in 11th. Bats Plus in 12th, and the last finisher on the track with GTR Lion Forzen, and Chatty Duck did not make it to the end of this race. But we're going to hear from our top 3 here in just a moment. Seafreeze, how you feeling about that race?
Yeah, it was a pretty good one. I think, you know, not the most action we've had, but it was very interesting with the wet to dry, seeing drivers try to perfect that. But, yeah, overall, a pretty decent race, and for Russia standards, I'd say it was pretty good.
All right, so let's get into the showroom and let's get the drivers into here, and
I'm
we will
trying to
hear.
invite these guys, but my PlayStation's having trouble. It's very slow, Blinn.
That's all right, no rush. We're still getting loaded up here as we're getting into the showroom. But yeah, what a race that was, guys. If you missed out on it, definitely go back and rewatch it. It was definitely a good race with the weather starting out at the beginning, going back to dries throughout the middle part of the race there, and then we had a nice couple of battles going on. A couple of incidents out of the wet tires. I think Forzan's spin was a very, very slow, dramatic spin.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be definitely a moment to include in the highlights there when you work on those C-frees.
For sure, yeah. And also when it was a very funny moment when Bats Plus came out on those soft tires, had me cracked up laughing. I'm sorry about it, Bats Plus, but yeah, that was very funny. It was good racing though as well. Good racing. I'm trying to get to the T's here.
Okay, well, this gives us a moment, I guess, to talk about our affiliate sponsor, Fanatec. Check out the link in the description of the video if you guys are looking to get yourself some equipment. If you use our link, you really help out the league, and you help support all of these races and all the events and all the streams that we do. Of course, we race 3 times a week with silver on Tuesdays, gold on Wednesdays, and Thursdays. We have the platinum class, which we saw here tonight. Next week, as we've mentioned, huge event, all-star race on the Thursday. That's going to have the top 5 drivers from the 3 classes so far, as well as some massive returning names with, quite a few titles to their name. I'm going to have to count up how many titles we've got in between all the champions there for next week. But I did see a couple of names joining us up right now. I think I saw Assassin. Do we have FYKV with us yet? I guess not. Are we still trying to get him in here?
I saw him join the party.
Oh, is he in here?
FYKV?
Oh,
can you hear us? Awesome. Okay, well, congratulations on P3. You managed to get that position there on some penalties. Guys in front of you picked up 9 and 6 seconds each. You had no penalties to your name, but did you have any warnings, and how was driving around here tonight?
Sorry to interrupt, but like, turn on your broadcast sharing settings. I just checked the stream and I couldn't hear you.
Two settings for that. There's going to be one in the party, and then there's going to be one in your actual settings of the PlayStation. There's 2 places you have to turn it on. So maybe you want to go to... We'll go to Passassin now and see if FYKV can get it all situated.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's hear from Passassin then in P2. Passassin, very good race from you. A couple of times there was looking, very dangerous between yourselves and Sequid, but then it almost looked like he pretty much let you through. Talk us through the race from your perspective.
Yeah, I got no idea why he let me through. I was just defending for the life of me, just racing him very hard. I was racing everybody really hard. I didn't want to give up the position. But yeah, qualifying, he had a great start, so I attempted to box him, and then I saw FYKB coming through, so I decided to try to counteract that too. And I mean, I kept P2, but gosh, was it hard to keep pace. I'm not really used to the wet conditions. It was more of a getting situated in those first few laps, but yeah, I couldn't be happier with P2 after 2 straight no-point finishes.
And how did the strict rules feel around Russia in the rain?
Yeah, I was going off the track everywhere. I was trying to just limp it home at the end, really. It was a very tough race. I mean, Russia track limits are tough, and Yeah, it's easy to get a penalty. Speaking of a penalty, when I was entering the pits, locked up a bit on the inners because it was getting dry, and it went over the line just a bit, and it gave me an instant penalty because it thought I cut the entire corner.
Wow,
But,
Seafreeze,
yeah.
any questions for Possassin?
Yeah, I actually do have one. You had a really nice battle with Secret about midway through the race. Kind of talked to us about that side-by-side battle. You kind of went deep in one. He kind of had you, and then you kind of fought back and was able to get it. You kind of went side-by-side around turn 2 to 3 all the way to 4, and just kind of talked to us about your racing with Secret in the middle stages of the race.
Yeah, he's a very good driver, and it was a great battle. Yeah, it was clean from my perspective. I just raced him hard. Wasn't giving more than I had to. Didn't want to give up P2, but you know.
Well,
Yeah,
congrats
it
on
was just good
P2.
battle.
Great
Thank you.
performance, and this is gonna qualify you for the All-Star race for next week as well. Are you excited for that one?
Oh yeah, yeah. Bahrain short. Oh no, that short section. I think I know the general area, but I'll get to practicing it soon enough. I look forward to it.
All right. Well, good luck next week and get some practice. All right. Let's come back to FYKV. I think he hopefully got everything all worked out now.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. So let's go back to that question there that I had at the start. You know, it was pretty tough to start with the rain and Russia and strict conditions and everything else like that. But you managed to get that P3 after everything was said and done on those penalties and managed to keep it clean. How did that work?
Yeah, as I said, with the track limits it wasn't a problem. I got the first warning from Secret on turn 1. He pushed me off wide, so I got that, and from then on it was pretty easy for me not to get any penalties, but the only issue I had is like I underfueled the car a lot for the rain, so that made me lose pace in the dry. I was quite slow. I was driving like a turtle almost, but despite of that, I was surprised with I was able to catch up with Secret, although I was running on lean fuel like for most of the laps.
And it's yourself and your teammate on 2 steps of the podium in first and third place, helping yourselves really well in the Constructors' Championship. Do you feel like you guys could really take it until the end of the season here?
Yeah, well, it might be a second place because I wasn't happy with Assassin's defending, especially at turn 1.
Here we go.
I felt like I got blocked unfairly, and I mean, if I got passed by him on the wets, I might have built elite or stayed ahead in the dry. So maybe, let's see. But anyway, yeah, about constructors, I was pretty unlucky with so many races this season, so we could have clinched it, I would say, much earlier, but from now on I'm trying to get as much podiums as possible till the end of the season.
Alright, and Seafreeze, any questions for FYKV?
Yeah, I just had a question as far as during quali, did you run more of a dry setup, wet setup, a little bit of a mixed setup? What did you opt for, knowing there would be rain in the early part of the race?
Yeah, I checked the weather, and from the forecast I knew it will go dry somewhere in the middle of the race, so I opted for a dry setup.
Oh,
but my quali lap was like, the first one was a banker, and then for some reason I was really struggling in sector 3, so I would lose like half a second if not more, so I could have gotten third at the start at least, and maybe it made my life a bit easier. But anyway, third place on a podium is a good result.
Absolutely. Well, congrats on that, and I guess we'll move on to the winner of tonight's race, Tasmanian Devil. getting your 6th win of the season. It's been past 2 races you have not been on the top step. You're back on there once again. You had pole position, led pretty much all of the race. Any problems out there at all? How did it go?
Besides the start, when Assassin was on my inside going into turn 2, was pretty, well, I don't want to say straightforward, but like, that was probably the most under pressure I'd felt, because, you know, Assassin's not used to running no racing line, and it's wet, which I'm pretty sure he didn't practice for as well, so I had a feeling he would go deep, so I just didn't bother fighting him, and he did. Yeah, once I regained the lead, it was pretty much GG.
Awesome.
Wow,
Blin,
yeah,
you got
I mean-
any questions?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've heard from Taz so many times throughout the season in the top step. He's
We could
made
put
it
together
sound...
a full podcast. We'll put
Yeah.
together all your interviews. You probably have 2 hours of footage there.
I was gonna say, you know, like he made it sound so easy. So I don't even know if I want to ask him anything about the race. Taz, you want to
Actually,
tell us a
I'll-
joke or something?
Knock knock. I don't do that type of stuff, so I wouldn't know. All those jokes. But no, I'll ask you one question since I'm not up here every week. Next week we have the All-Star race. How are you looking forward to that? How much preparation are you going to be putting in? There's a lot of drivers from other classes, a different format, the multiplayer cars, a whole bunch of things on Bahrain Short. 100%. We might have a few people returning, potentially Kersey from last season as well. So how are you looking forward to that? And for next week, it's 1 week and exactly 1 week.
Well, it should definitely be interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. When it comes to prep time, it really just depends on how much time I have, because I've been a little busy recently, but yeah, hopefully it goes better than my last race at Bahrain Short. I'm sure Spike knows all about that. But yeah, I mean, I'm not really gonna like take it too seriously. I'm just gonna try and have fun, just enjoy the event and enjoy racing with a lot of different TCR champions and drivers from different classes. So yeah, it should be fun.
Awesome. That's all I got, Blin, and it was a good race on my end. I was glad to be a part of it, and with that, I'll leave it all to you, Blin.
All right. Well,
Actually, I have a question for Taz.
Sure.
How mad
here
are
we
you?
go.
How mad are you at Mr. Joshua for getting the fastest lap?
every week.
Well, it wasn't actually Joshua who got the fastest lap, it was Bat.
No, I think Joshua might have squeezed it at the end. I think he potentially got it, yeah.
Because I think Joshua got like a 43 something, and then Bat's got a 42.7. Because I saw Bats coming out of the pits right behind me, I was like, oh shit. Because I knew he was going to take it off me. So once he put in that 42.7, I think it was like lap 26, I was like, yeah, I'm probably not going to get it. But I mean, I tried anyways in the last lap, but just 4/10 short of the target, so a little annoying because it would have been a grand slam had I done that, but it is what it is. It's only 1 point.
Yeah,
So,
I think you got enough points potentially.
Yeah,
If it comes down to 1 point at the end, I would be shocked. But
yeah,
yeah.
last time I tried to get fastest lap in a race, it didn't go too well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's bigger fish to fry than a fastest lap, and you know,
Yeah.
good win here tonight. Congratulations on that. Good luck for the rest of the season to all of our Platinum class drivers. I guess we'll round it up here. Again, we've talked about it many times over, but join us next week on Thursday for the All-Star race. We're not going to have the race on Tuesday or Wednesday as we normally do for silver and gold. We're just going to main event on Thursday at 8:15 p.m. as usual, with a little bit of a different format, with a bunch of returning drivers, with drivers from all 3 classes. It's going to be an event you do not want to miss. But yeah, tonight was a great race. Leave us a like, leave us some more comments, subscribe to the channel, check out the links in the description that we have mentioned already. I don't know what else to add. Seafreeze, anything else you want to say? Any parting words?
No, I'm just looking forward to next week and then next two actually, and yeah, that's really where my focus is. I really can't wait for those events to be a part of them.
Awesome. And yeah, after the TCR All-Star race, we will have the TCR GP on the next week after that. So join us then. Stay up to date on everything that's going on with the TCR stuff by subscribing to the channel. And we will see you guys very soon. From Blue Machine, from Seafreeze, from the Platinum class, and from everybody at TCR. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. And we will see you very soon. Have a good night.